Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Unity Columbine Spiritual Center, where, centered in God, we celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. And today we are grateful to have Sydney Erickson here with us to tinkle on the ivories and sing. Wait till you hear some of her singing. It's amazing. And our joy singers today are Dave and Janelle and Tom. Thank you so much. And we will be hearing from Rev Pedro for our message today. So please stand for our first joy song.
Well, good morning, Columbine. I'm so glad you're with us this morning. This song has a little bit of a call and response to it, so that's why I've got these beautiful joy song singers up here with me. Let's sing this together. Ready? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Hey, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Gonna let it, oh, shine, shine. Everybody sing, yeah, shine, shine. You know you want to, oh, shine, shine. All around the world, shine, shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere, I'm gonna let it shine. Hey, everywhere I go, what you gonna do? I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah, everywhere I go, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. We're gonna let it shine, shine. Everybody sing, yeah, shine, shine. You know you want to shine, shine. All around the world, shine, shine. Here we go. When there's light in the soul, there is beauty in the person. There is beauty in the person. When there's beauty in the person, there's harmony in the home.
There's harmony in the home.
Oh, when there's harmony in the home,
When there's harmony in the home.
there is honor in the nation.
Honor in the nation.
When there's honor in the nation,
Honor in the nation.
there is peace in the world. Ain't no more living in fear. Oh, we're gonna let it shine. Hey, no more living in fear. No, no, we're gonna let it shine. Hey, no more living in fear. Oh, we're gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. We're gonna let it shine, shine. Everybody sing, yeah, shine, shine. You know you want to shine, shine. All around the world, shine, shine. One more time, oh, shine, shine. Everybody, shine, shine. Yeah, shine, shine. You know you got to shine, shine.
And hopefully that music drew our young ones up. I don't see them quite yet, but they will be joining us soon. And just so you know, there's a new name for the program downstairs. It's Shining Our Unique Light, Soul. So here come the Soul children, and they're probably, come on up. Come on up. Yes, a different kind of soul train. Come on up, and Jeannie and Annalisa will be with you shortly. Okay, anybody is welcome to join us up here. And something's obviously happening. They're usually right at the door. So I will let you know that today is a little bit different. The older children are going to go downstairs first, and then they're going to return upstairs and sit in the back so that they can hear Rev Pedro's talk about Martin Luther King Jr. So come on up. I'm letting people know a little bit about what's happening. I told them that the older ones are coming up.
Yeah, we're having a party out there, so it's really, I know, here we are, we're all coming up. So we have a lot of announcements. I'll just start, I know. I'm glad you guys are all up here and on time and listening. So anyways, so we have something really exciting. We have a couple of congregants that have volunteered to work with our middle school, high school, and we're really excited about it. So next Sunday, we're going to start. Yes, it's an applause thing. But anyways, yes, thank you. So, and we can introduce them later, but next Sunday we will start with middle school, high school downstairs with a teacher and their own program. I'm super, super excited about it. The other thing I'm going to say is that we also have summer camp registration. The reason we're talking about it now is because it's a good time to sign up now. That's kind of when kids sign up for their summer camp. So it's August 3rd through the 7th. It is on the website, and you can ask one of us. It's on our app, and I'm going to pass this over to Annalisa.
Yes. Okay, so we are no longer, I don't think we ever have been, but we are not Sunday school. We are soul. Shining our unique light is what soul stands for. And so we love the idea that we're downstairs. We go down to soul on Sunday mornings. And I'm already working on soul swag, so that'll be coming soon. And let's see, I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who came out on Friday night for our Beyond Small Talk potluck. We had 80 people that signed up. Downstairs, the kids, it was wild and lots of fun. The next one is coming up soon, and we'll tell you about that later. River, you're petting my hair. It's so nice. The last thing I just wanted to say is that Prosperity Plus, which they'll talk about later, is happening, and I just want to do a quick plug that this is for all adults, and there are, I think, 10 parents of these children that are coming, and I'm so excited. It's really life-changing. So if you want to learn more about applying just what unity is in your day-to-day life and this year of possibility and a vision for your life, it's 10 weeks, Thursday nights, and I cannot recommend it enough. So that's all I have to say about that. We good? All right, you can bless us out.
We love you.
All right, everyone, I invite you to stand up on your feet again and join us for this next joy song. Let's sing this together. Nothing can tear us from the grip of mighty love. We've only glimpsed the vast affection, heard whispers of heart and passion. It's pouring out. Love is deep, love is wide, and it covers us. Love is fierce, love is strong, it is furious. Love is sweet, love is wild, it's waking hearts to life. Sing, love is deep, love is wide, and it covers us. Love is fierce, love is strong, it is furious. Love is sweet, love is wild, and it's waking hearts to life. Nothing can tear us, nothing can tear us from the grip of mighty love. Oh, we've only glimpsed the vast affection, heard whispers of heart and passion. It's pouring out. Love is deep, love is wide, and it covers us. Love is strong, it is furious. Love is sweet, love is wild, and it's waking hearts to life. Sing, love is deep, love is wide, and it covers us. Love is fierce, love is strong, it is furious. Love is sweet, love is wild, and it's waking hearts to life. One more time, love is deep, love is wide, and it covers us. Love is fierce, love is strong, it is furious. Love is sweet, love is wild, and it's waking hearts to life.
Thank you. Do you want a hand? And now we settle into our bodies and for a time of prayer and meditation that will be led by Reverend Sue. And it's a time for us just to really remind ourselves what we're feeling and experiencing in our hearts.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. Yes, I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world.
And so I invite us into a time of prayer. Gently close your eyes or soften your gaze. Take that deep, cleansing breath. Knowing as we follow the breath, we are the flow of life. So, sweet Spirit, the allness of Spirit, that of which I am an individualized expression of, this allness that is pure love, pure potential, pure wisdom and joy and peace and all those attributes that we attribute to God, to Spirit, to the universe. And I am part of that. I am one with that. And I know in every moment I have an opportunity to choose if I'm going to be aligned with that part of me or not. And that's where my power resides. On this Martin Luther King Sunday, we pay honor to a man that knew this, that was able to align with it. He had a dream. I have a dream that love only is what we experience. Love only. And by using my power of faith, I can believe it, I can trust it, I can allow myself to have faith in that dream, though maybe not totally manifested yet, is unfolding. It's unfolding. I hold that. I hold that vision and have hope for a better tomorrow. I hold that vision of love and wholeness for everyone on our prayer list, every prayer request that ends up in our prayer box. Anyone in this community that is having challenges, that they recognize and align with the wholeness that they are. And I want to invite us now into a short time of meditation, a time where we align ourselves with that divine part of us, that God in us, that Spirit in us that knows all this already, that is open to all possibilities in the field of unlimited potential. So let's rest together in the silence.
There are times I find it hard to sleep at night. We are living through such troubled times, and every child that reaches out for someone to hold for one moment every second, with every minute, another soul is gone. But I believe that in my life I will see an end to hopelessness or giving up of suffering. If we all stand together this one time, then no one will get left behind. Stand up for life. Stand up for love. Oh, I'm inspired and hopeful each and every day. That's how I know that things are gonna change. So how can I pretend that I don't know what's going on when every second, with every minute, another soul is gone? But I believe that in my life I will see an end to hopelessness or giving up of suffering. If we all stand together this one time, then no one will get left behind. Stand up for life. Oh, stand up for love. And it all starts right here. It starts right now. One person stand up, yeah, and the rest will follow. For all the forgotten, for all the unloved, I'm gonna sing this song. I believe that in my life I will see an end to hopelessness and giving up of suffering. If we all stand together this one time, oh, then no one will get left behind. Stand up for life. Oh, stand up and sing, yeah. Stand up for love. Oh, stand up for love. Ooh. Stand up for love.
Ooh, I'm so glad some of y'all stood up because she didn't sing that before I spoke the last time. She sang it afterwards. So now I have the song on me before I get it because I was about to stand up and be like, hallelujah. I throw y'all all off. Y'all be like, did I go to the wrong place today? So this morning is special for so many reasons to me in my life this Martin Luther King Sunday. I am not a holiday person by any means, but this one means something to me because of the reflective invitation that it brings. It's for me personally to look at myself and ask myself, how closely do I align with the ideals that I profess? And how willing am I to stand up in my own life? Not saying what other people should or shouldn't do, but in my own life. And so that's why I hold this day sacred. But it's also special because we have our young people with us sitting in the back. Hey, young people. And so there's so many generations in this space right now. And we don't often look at it this way, or at least I don't hear a lot of people looking at it this way, that life in so many ways is a relay. And that some of us get into this race before others, and we do what we can do, and then we hand the baton off to someone else, and then someone else, and someone else, and we'll be doing this in perpetuity. And we have to ask ourselves, what do we hand to the next generation as they come up, and then they hand back, and as they hand back. And I'm kind of just flowing with the Spirit right now. I would say that there's not much difference between the baton that was handed in the 60s and right now, if we look at the world. So I'm just gonna call that out, that there's not that much that has changed. And that's hard to feel, it's hard to listen to, and it's hard to hear. And we need to, because it's an invitation for us to live into our moment, because this is all of our moment. So I'm going to start off with a prayer. First, actually, you know what I'm going to ask you to do? I'm going to ask everybody to put their hands on their hearts if they're willing. And I invite you to first be present with your own body, to breathe deeply, and to be mindful of your presence right here, right now. And then I invite you to think of anybody that you wish was here with you right now. It could be a friend, it could be somebody that's gone. I wish my brother Marcus was here with me right now. And in so many ways, I believe he is. But think of someone that you wish was here with you right now, and bring their presence to this moment. And let's allow this moment to permeate all of creation, just as all of creation permeates us. Because we truly are one, and so often we forget that. So let this be a moment of remembering and of extending that remembrance to others and to this world. Thank you. You can take your hand off your heart, keep it on your heart, whatever makes you feel great. So I'm going to start with a prayer from Charles Fillmore, and it's got some old school thy words in it. So thy means your. So it says, thy spirit strengthens both my soul and my body, and I rest in the peace of wholeness and health. Every anxious thought is stilled. Thy mighty confidence and thy peace enfold me. Omnipresent spirit substance fills my mind, and abundance is everywhere manifest. Now you might wonder what that has to do with Martin Luther King Sunday. But what it means to me is I often ask myself this question: how did Martin Luther King show up in the world as he did, given the time that he came into? And I want to say that it's spiritual. There was a spiritual power that he was mindful of that invited him, and he accepted that invitation to live in the present moment, the full realization of humanity in harmony with one another. That he lived from that place even though the world around him said otherwise. And even when his own insecurities and his own fears distracted him, and he thought, oh, no, maybe I'm going the wrong way. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Maybe I'm taking people in the wrong direction. Because a lot of people only know a few things about Martin Luther King. It's, I have a dream, and don't hit back. But it was a lot more than them. These are just some of his words. See, so if he just wrote, I have a dream and don't hit back, this would be a lot of empty pages, but it's not. It's a lot of pages, and there's a lot to him, complicated and everything. So Fillmore had this idea that even though people on their spiritual journeys will tend to say that they believe in this omnipresent power, a lot of times we live and function as if this, and this is my word, omni-absence. Like we act, we say, we speak as if there's this spirit, this love, this thing. We say it because it's the right thing to say. And then when we live like it's not true. And there have been people in our lives, in our histories, who have said, I'm going to live from the truth regardless. And MLK was one of those people. But it wasn't just him. because we all exist in community. And so when you see him, you see all the people who were there with him. You see Coretta Scott King, you see Bayard Rustin, you see Ralph Abernathy, you see all the people of all over the world, different races, different cultures, different religions, Thich Nhat Hanh, with whom he was friends. All of these people you see coming out in the expression of this person who's saying, hey, I have a dream that we can pull this thing off. Well, that wasn't his exact words. You know what he said. But that's the same for all of us. And so my invitation to you this morning is not just to look at a person, because we did the same thing to Jesus. Look what that guy did. Well, looks like I don't have anything to do. No. It's look at, when you see what this person did, it's showing what's in you. The capabilities that we all have to live fully into the moments that we are in. And they may not be on the world stage. They may just be in your kitchen, at your job, on the playground, playing groundies or whatever it is. I know a lot of you kids play groundies with your eyes closed, all on the monkey bars. I tried to play it and I fell twice and hurt my knee twice, so I'm done with groundies. But you kids who still play groundies, even when you're playing groundies or whatever it is, there's this moment that you will have to show up fully as yourself, to show up full of love, full of light, full of possibility. And we're talking about this year is the year of possibility. MLK represents possibility. You, each and every one of you, represent possibility. And so we're going to explore a little bit about how we live more fully into this possibility. So in the earlier service, I kind of already departed from the earlier service, but in the earlier service, I told this story. I was not always a person that gets up and talks in front of people. I came from a family that was really good at it, and they were also critical. So if you didn't do good, they would tell you, and I didn't want to hear that, so I just wouldn't do it. And there was this thing of like, how can you be in our family and not be able to get up and speak in front of people? And I would read and read and read, and I would say things one-to-one, but then if my mom said, hey, tell so-and-so what you said, I was like, oh, I can't say it, and she would just be like embarrassed. And so she once decided she was going to break me of my embarrassment by signing me up for this Black History thing, as well as one of my brothers. And I went because she made me. And I stood up there, and they were singing this song called Stars Don't Carry Money. And my brother's just like, dun 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 dun. And the song started, and he's like, stars don't carry money. And he's just like going for it. And I'm standing beside him like this. And I had this thing where I laugh when I'm nervous. So I ended up going, and that's all I was doing. I didn't say a word. And my mom did not show support, let's just say, for my first public speaking foray. And I told myself, that's it, not doing that anymore. So I would avoid classes, anything that I had to speak. But I would write. And I, pass things. Even the first time I tried to talk to a girl, I wrote out a script for what I would say and what she would say. And then my brother was like, he found it and was like, he's younger than me too, and he was like, come on, man. So I was more of a writer than a speaker. But then in my 20s, there was an MLK speech competition. And I loved MLK, and I felt like I owed everything that I wanted to be and could be to him standing up when he did. And so I said, oh, I'm gonna write this speech. So I wrote it, and I won the contest. And then they said, hey, okay, you gotta show up here, and you get your money right after you give the speech. And I was like, do what now? And they said, yeah, you have to give the speech. And I said, it didn't say speech giving contest. It says speech writing contest. And they were like, well, of course, you would have to give the speech. And then I said, is there any way that I could get the prize without giving the speech? And they were like, well, you could not give it and not get the money or whatever. It'll go to the next person. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to make myself do it. So I was like, okay, what do I have to do? All right, I'll just print the whole thing out, and I'll just read it word for word. I'll just keep my head down. But I made the mistake of printing it on photo paper. And so it was very shiny, glossy paper. And so when I got there, it was up there on the stage. I'd never stayed on a stage like that before. The lights were beaming, shining on the paper. I couldn't see anything. And so I was just like, oh, no. And then I just stood there just like when I was a little kid. And everybody's kind of looking at me, and I'm like, doot. And I didn't know what to do, so I just started describing the moment. And I was like, oh, it's hot up here. These lights are bright. I can't see my speech. I printed it on photo paper, and people started giggling. And then I was like, I'm thirsty. I'm gonna drink some water right now. And then I was just saying what was happening. I'm drinking it, and then I was like, I don't know what my speech said, but I guess if I were going to try to say what it did say is about what would Martin Luther King say today, and I guess he would say this. And then eventually I just got running and I said stuff, and then afterwards everybody was like, yeah. And they were giving me cards. You want to speak? I still didn't speak again for years. I tried comedy once. A few weeks later, I said, I pulled that off. Maybe I can do comedy. I bombed. I said, okay, that's it. And I didn't speak again for a good 10 years or so. But eventually, I started to pay attention that if I put myself in spaces, I would overcome those things. A lot of it is about showing up. A lot of it is about getting your body to the place where you need to be and then allowing the spirit to take over. And that is what MLK did. There's this teaching in unity, and I'm really starting to dig it. I learned it from Sue about the 12 powers. And one of the things is that those 12 powers that I'm learning are always active and present in our lives, and we manifest them in different ways. And maybe I would say from different centers, but don't quote me on that because I'm still getting fresh with those words. But when looking at MLK's way of showing up in the world, I started to wonder, first I said, was this guy unity and he didn't tell anybody? There was that. I had that for a moment because of the way he held on to these powers. And so what I want to invite all of you to consider with those powers also being active in you is that from now on, don't just look at Martin Luther King Jr. as like a guy that was helping the poor black people, but as a spiritual ancestor for anybody who wants to embody what they believe of all races, of all walks of life, of all traditions, of all religions, of all ways of showing up in the world. Because that's what he manifested. And that is our invitation in every moment of our lives, to show up spiritually informed in the powers that manifest and move through our being in that moment. Whatever it is, just show up. And when you show up, miraculous things will happen. There's actually a teaching in the Bible where Jesus tells his disciples for whom these 12 powers are attributed to. He said to them, in that moment, don't worry about what you are going to say because the Holy Spirit will speak for you. So, same invitation is for you all. Don't be so concerned of how you're going to show up and what people are going to think and all these other things and all the egoic things that tell us that we're not enough. Because in oneness, there's no such thing as not enough. In oneness, there's no such thing as separation. In oneness, there's no such thing as somebody's above and somebody's below. And the belief that you're less than and the belief that you're higher than are both false. We're all one, we're all equal. So I'm going to go over a few of these powers and then I'll intersperse some other things that I think are important to impart before we go. But one of the powers that I want to talk about a little bit is faith. And that is living from the not yet already. So it's like, and we do it all the time. Like when you think about, I have a kid that's thinking about going to college. And we're already talking about college, but she's not in college yet. So she's already holding on to this already, but it's also not yet. So it's something we do all the time. It's just to what do we attribute that? Sometimes we do it in a negative way. Well, we'll say, well, if you say this to me, then I'm going to get mad, and then I'm going to do this. Well, now you're already bringing that into this moment. Those sorts of things. We do it all the time. So this is about doing it with intention. So in Hebrews, they say that faith is the substance of things hoped for, faith, hope, and the evidence of things not seen. So to live from faith is to live from that place of possibility right now. To know that the fact that you can even imagine that possibility means that you are actively living with the capacity to express it out into the world. So faith is one of those things, and Dr. King lived from that. He lived from the faith that we were going to figure our stuff out. And I don't know if he was living today, he might be like, I know a couple years ago, I saw some people were doing a Martin Luther King Day sale for mattresses. And they were like, sleep like a king on a king mattress. And I was like, no, what have we done? Not that. Not that stuff. Don't live from that. But he lived from a faith of our spiritual capacity and that we're going to live into it. Strength. So a lot of times we think of nonviolence. Some people thought of it as weak. He got criticized by a lot of people. He wasn't beloved. When he was alive, he was one of the most hated humans on earth by many, many people. And a lot of times when you're dead, you're safer. So then they're like, oh, he's dead, let's put up a statue. How awesome was he? Let's be safe. But when he was alive, he challenged the status quo. And so that brings a lot of attention, a lot of like stress and pain, and that put everybody that he was connected to through that, not just him. His wife had to just be as equally holding that as him, and his children to the degree that they can, and their whole community. Everybody had to hold that together. And then to see that violence and other things come at them and to be able to not give it back, but to give love back and possibility back, that's strength. Some people would see that as weakness, but it's so easy to be reactive. Like, it doesn't take anything to be a reactive person. If you take, like I said earlier, if you take a tennis ball and you hit the wall with the tennis ball, you're like, pop, and you're gonna give credit to the wall for tossing the ball back? No, it has no volition, no capacity. It's just reactive. It's just a thing. Do we want to be just a thing? That something comes at us and all we can do is give back what came to us? Or do we want to be people of power and of spirit and of curiosity and wonder and be like, hey, this came at me. What do I do with this? How do I want to transmute this? How do I want to make this something better than what I was given? As some of you know, my brother was killed a couple days before Christmas. And it's hard to talk about nonviolence when someone you love is killed by violence, you know? And when people try to connect with me, trying to show me that they care for me, I've heard I'm gonna do a whole stand-up show of the crazy things I've heard in response to people finding out that my brother was dead. But some of them were to wish harm on the person that harmed him. And I could easily do that because I already knew that person was the type of person to do that, and I had warned him that that person was that type of person. Or I can be curious. I'm gonna still have to hold the pain, I'm gonna still have to hold the grief, but I'm also gonna hold it with curiosity and be able to wonder what happened to this person to make them be the type of person that they can't express themselves with their words, that they can't say, hey, this person does not wanna continue in the relationship in the way that it's been, and now I wanna do something different. That person didn't have that capacity. So me hating them and wanting to foment violence gonna make my brother alive? No. Make that person better? No. All I can do is try to find the strength to be curious, transmute it, and then maybe hopefully offer something to the community so that more people can be reflective so that these things don't happen to other people. That's the kind of thing that Martin Luther King taught us. Wisdom. Wisdom is like the integration of love and truth. So there's a lot of times that we have knowledge, but we don't have wisdom. So we'll say, well, I know this, and this. But then when it comes time to live this, and this, we can't do it because we don't have wisdom. We haven't chosen to integrate love and truth into how we show up in the world. And that's because we don't get taught to do that. And a lot of people don't want us to do that. A lot of people benefit from us being reactive because then you can predict people's behavior. I don't want to be a person that people can predict my behavior. I want to be a person that is reflective. I don't even want to be able to predict my behavior. I want to be able to be curious enough to live into things with wonder. Another is love. And love is ultimately, it's a word that we use a lot in our society. We're like, I love a basketball, I love cheesecake, and we forget what love really, really means. But love ultimately is the only transformative power and force on the earth. There was a time where I tried to be an atheist because I was like really, really not thrilled with church world. So I would try to be a super atheist. I was like, I used to be a super Christian. Now I'm in reaction. I'm gonna become a super atheist, you know? And I tried to pull it off, but I also still loved people. And so, or some people, I was mad at some others. But the people I loved, I was trying to, give them some love. And in order to love them, I had to transform the pain that I was feeling. And only love could do that. Martin Luther King has this quote where he says that hate can't drive out hate, only love can do that. And he likened it to darkness and light. So he said darkness can't drive out darkness, only light can do that. We know from the physical world, which is a manifestation or a symbol of the spiritual world, that if you turn on the light, the darkness goes away. You can't have light and dark. I sounded like Massachusetts for a second. Light and dark occupying the same space in the same way that love and hate can't occupy the same space. And so if we choose the love, it diminishes all these things. It is the transformative force of the world. And it's a creative force, not destructive. Power. Now, power is a very interesting word because a lot of times in our society, even when people are fighting for justice, they say they're going to speak truth to power. I hate that saying, actually, because it's assuming that we don't have power. It's assuming that we are powerless, and we're going to tell the powerful the truth. But the truth is we are all powerful. We all have power. And when we're aware and mindful of the power that we all have, which is a spiritual, like basically a spiritual containment, when we're mindful of that, the same word that means potential, it holds that same power, right? The word that Sue used earlier. All that is resident in all of us every time. We give up our power a lot. That's why it's important to know that there's no one less than or above. One of the things that Martin Luther King said, that no one can ride your back unless you bend it. You know, and that was something that I always was mindful of as a kid, was that, you know what, I have to hold my head up regardless if people tell me to put it down. You know, because if I give up my power, then that's the power they use against me, is the power I give up. And so a spiritual power that exists in all of us at every time, if we're mindful of it, we can choose to give up our power or not. He chose not to give up his power, even when he was tempted to. We can make that same choice. And then the last one I'll get onto, and there's 6 more, but the last one I'll talk about is imagination. And that's seeing the world that doesn't yet exist. And like I said, we do it all the time. But the word, when I was like trying to reconcile my not necessarily theist point of view for a while with whatever I was becoming, I started to reframe how I looked at spirituality. And I started looking at spirituality as infinite imaginative capacity. And so it's basically, it was like an infinite ability to imagine. So no matter what's in front of me, I can imagine it as something else. Like I could look at this book of Dr. King and I can imagine something else. I can imagine this, but I can also say, oh, you know what, I want to write a book of the same length. I can imagine that with my infinite imaginative capacity, and I can choose to try to bring that into the world. Or I can take any situation, like painful situations or otherwise, and I can use that spiritual power, that infinite imaginative capacity, to look at it and say, what is possible? What's another way of looking at this? And we all have that. And sometimes we look at it in the worst possible way because we think by thinking the worst, we'll prepare ourselves. But what if we thought about the best and prepared ourselves for that? So that's another thing that we can do, and we have the power to do that. So as I wind down, I'm going to tell you a dream I actually had a few days ago. I was reading all this Dr. King stuff. I was reading some Unity stuff, and I went to bed at night, like just looking at, scrolling at pictures of my brother, just because did it. I was just like, I don't know. I decided that hopefully I would dream about him or something. So I was just reading, looking at these pictures of him and stuff. And I went to bed, and I had this dream that I got invited to a camp. And at this camp, there was every Christian denomination you could imagine that I've been a part of in my life, which is a lot. And they were like, we're tired of fighting with each other. We want to be a symbol of hope for the world. Let's all figure it out. We're going to all go to this camp, and when we come out of this camp, we're going to show the world who we can really be. And everybody's like, yay! So we went to the camp, and about 30 minutes in, we were all fighting. And we were just like, oh, you stink, ah. And we went into our whole thing, and I was like, wow. And we just said, that's it, let's just fight more. I was like, oh, this is sad. And so I'm dreaming this dream, and everybody's going crazy. It's kind of like the end of the Harry Potter series, like right before the end, you know, and everybody's like fighting and stuff. And some people told me that the people that we were against were all in this theater. And a couple of my friends, real life friends that I'm actually having some little bit of stuff with, one of them was in this space, and one of them was thinking about going and like switching over to the other side. And they were like, we could get rid of all of them at once. And everybody was like, yay. And they ran ahead of me, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And something said to me, Pedro, if you stop fighting, inside of yourself, maybe everybody else outside will stop fighting. And I was like, huh? How's that possible? And then I was thinking about it, and then I said, which is true in real life. I have all these different things I've studied that are all swirling in here, and this space is the first time I've been able to integrate it all. And so I was sitting there thinking like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna be with how I am. And then when I opened the door, no one was fighting. And I woke up and I said, whoa, what does that mean? And I talked to my wife a little bit about it, and she reflected back to me, and then I'm gonna share this with you, that a lot of the fighting we see out in the world is a reflection of the fighting that we're doing inside. That we don't love ourselves enough. We don't see ourselves as being full of potential to manifest these powers with consciousness. We don't see ourselves as we are. And so we look out into the world and we find enemies, but they're just reflections of the enemies that live within. Dr. King, to the degree that he could, tried not to see anyone as an enemy, but to work in his inner self so that he could help create an outer world that reflected the peace that he knew within. And that's the invitation to all of us. So as you go out into this world from this day forth, I hope that you consider yourself a spiritual ancestor of the teachings of this person. Not just because like he's just for black people or blah, 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 blah. He was for all people, and all of us are for all people because we're all here on purpose. And so that's my invitation to you. May it be received in the heart that it was given, and may it be so. Amen.
Thank you for that word this morning. Everyone's telling you to let go of what you're holding to. It's too late, too far. You're too small, it's too hard. Throwing water on that spark. Living deep inside your heart with oceans of reasons. The things you're not seeing, but oh, maybe they don't know what you know. You're not alone. So don't you be afraid of giants in your way. With faith you know that anything's possible. So step into the fight. I'm right there by your side. The stones inside your hand might be small, but watch the giants fall. Oh, watch the giants fall. We could really live like this, can't you imagine it? So bold, so brave, with childlike faith. Miracles could happen, mountains would stop moving. So whatever you may face, don't you be afraid of giants in your way. With faith you know that anything's possible. So step into the fight. I'm right there by your side. The stones inside your hand might be small, but watch the giants fall. Oh, watch the giants fall. Oh, just ask and believe, and you're gonna see kindness and love in every little thing. Oh, so don't you be afraid of giants in your way. With faith you know that anything's possible. So step into the fight. I'm right there by your side. The stones inside your hand might be small, but watch the giants fall. Oh, watch the giants fall. Oh, miracles can happen, yeah, yeah, giants fall.
Okay, I don't know about anybody else, but my head is like swirling around, like so many things to think about. Thank you, Pedro, for that really amazing description. Such a different take, in a sense, or just deeper knowledge about, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Sydney's. The lyrics. Some of you know I listen to every word of lyrics, and the lyrics to these songs today just really bolster the message. So thank you. Thank you both. And at this time in our service, then of course we get into the sort of the more logistical and so on, but we always want to remind ourselves why we're here today. Why did we gather here on a Sunday morning? So please say together with me our purpose statement. We commit to increasing our spiritual awareness, diversifying our community, manifesting our highest potential, and positively impacting the world. And we are all grateful that you are here today. That's one of the ways that you impact the world. That's the world here at Columbine, and we're grateful for that. And we also are very grateful for the many ways that you support Columbine with time, talent, and treasure. And at this time in the service, of course, we're focused on the love offerings that you so generously share. And then your board of trustees, then is very mindful about the ways that they manage all of that so that we can continue to thrive here. And so what we always want to do as we receive these love offerings, whether you've sent it in the mail or you've sent it through the ether or you put it in the offering bag today, is we want to bless it. So please say the blessing with me. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. And then as the offering bags circulate through the sanctuary, we want to turn and give a wave to our production team. Thank you so much for being there. And to those who are online. The people in the production booth make it possible for us to have people watch online. And that means when it's a service that you want to rewatch, it's available as well, not just live stream. And then I want to take this time to just bring you up to date on a few things. And one of the things is an invitation, well, a little more than an invitation, sort of like a, come on guys, do this. Please wear your name tags. And there's a reason for that. You might think that you need to know any new people. They might want to know you, and they might want to match the face with the name. It just creates a deeper sense of belonging and connection when instead of saying, oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, hi, that you actually have a name to go with the face. And so we invite you to wear your name tags. And if you need one, there's a sign-up sheet out on the table under the bookstore window. And then Reverend Sue will be hosting the Prosperity Plus 2 course starting soon on the 22nd. And this is something that is called a 10-week experiment in abundance based on Mary Morrissey's work. And it's a way for connection, that you gather together in a group here and learn more about how does abundance show up in your life? Not just in your wallet, but how does abundance show up in your entire life? And as Annalisa said at the beginning, it can be really life-changing. It is life-changing for a lot of people. So we invite you to look at that. I'll be in Foss Hall, have my laptop if you need help signing up for that. And then another way to create abundance in your life is to look at the spiritual direction program, which you can learn about in the workshop on January 25th. That will teach you what the spiritual direction program is and what you can expect from it. And then you will be led by two of the prayer chaplains. Deb, I see, is here. And then Brooke was here earlier. And then Reverend Sue. We'll talk about how you might enhance your spiritual journey by participating in the spiritual direction program. So the workshop is a description for you and a time for you to ask questions and so on. And again, please register for that. And then, even though just Friday night was the Belonging Project's Beyond Small Talk, now they're already gearing up for another spiritual cinema night, and that will be the first Friday of February. And so, if you come and join us for that, there will be pizza and time to gather and eat together, and the children will then be invited to go downstairs and do activities that are of interest to them. And we will watch the documentary Who We Are. And it's a documentary that some of the details are in the Thursday email update, but it's about consciousness and a lot of the concepts that we believe in here. And as Pedro said, then, okay, how do we live those? And this is one way that might give you some more information about that. And then your Board of Trustees is meeting today. So if you have feedback, if you have compliments, they work really hard, so compliments and encouragement are very much welcome. But who's here today that is on the Board of Trustees? If you could just put your hand up or stand up. Okay. So look at those faces, and if you want to give some feedback and encouragement, check them out in Foss Hall before they go into their meeting. And thank you to the Board of Trustees. We thank you very much. And then there's a new men's program here. And Joseph, I didn't ask you, but would you like to jump up and talk about it?
I'm okay.
Okay, all right. I didn't ask him ahead of time. So correct me if I say anything incorrect. So this is a program for, it's Wholehearted Masculine, and it's being hosted here at Columbine. It's a program that apparently is nationwide, and it's geared toward men ages 25 to 55 to come together and support one another and ask those questions and lift each other up when needed on the spiritual path in those phases of your life. And it is required to RSVP for that. Again, details in your Thursday email update. And Joseph is here if you have questions. Save the date, 2 things, please. Rev Pedro has been overseeing an in-app group called Learning As We Go, and now he's arranging a Zoom call so you can start to gather with each other in a different way. So look for details of that. That will be coming up on January 29th, and we'll share more information about that. And then this is a really important date. Please put this on your calendar now, March 15th. So Columbine is looking at a revisioning process. So where are we with our purpose statement, with our vision statement, with our vision itself? Where are we going? Does the same statements that we said today, do those still hold? There's been a lot of change here since those were written. And so we're going to gather on March the 15th. We're going to feed you after the service so you have energy, and then gather and have some conversation about where are we going and what are we wanting to do as a community. And the title of it is Reimagine, Ministry Miracle Making. So please join us for that. And then who is our ambassador for today? Oh, Johnny's here. Oh, he's feeling neglected. And then who are our prayer chaplains today, please? Oh, Deb is here and Vicki is here. Thank you so much. So they're available to you right after the service. And again, thank you to our music team, our Joy Singers and Sydney. And let's stand for our final song and our prayer for protection.
Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. weight of giants in your way. With faith, you know that anything's possible. So step into the fight. I'm right there by your side. The stones inside your hand might be small. Watch the giants fall. Watch the giants fall. Watch the giants fall. I appreciate you all so much.